with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh, with you, with you, with you, oh. It never felt so right with you. I'm gonna hold on to you.
Map 1, Mirage 1612, the way of Party Astronauts. Map 2, Overpass 1611, the way of Nouns. And it all rests now on Map 3, Nuke. Between these two teams, I'm Pineapple Hopes, joined by Boggs, and the winner of this game will book their tickets to Katowice for ESL Challenger. And Cynic starts things off well. He's eager, he's ready. 2 kills, PwnAlone dropping Cxzi in response, but the advantage nevertheless rests with Nouns. They're on the T side, the less than ideal side of Nuke. They lost the knife round, but they are trying to make the most of it here with the pistol.
They're making the most of it here on the pistol. Cynic with another kill in this round. PwnAlone solo on health. He has no kit. And Cxzi wants nothing to do with this. PwnAlone's going to get dropped by Cynic, I believe, out in heaven. Burst is out down the ladder and out through coat. Cynic does get his fourth, will not get the ace as Cxzi is too far removed. But Nouns will have a resounding pistol round victory on round number 1. And the last time these two teams met on this map, if I'm not mistaken, it was about a 16-6 in favor of Party Astronauts.
Was it a 16-6?
It was big. It was a big difference. I think it was either
16-7. It was 16-7.
Yeah, one of the two.
I keep on getting my maps mixed up. I have it written down literally in front of me. I looked at map 3 just instinctually because it is map 3, but as we talked about in the pre-show, it is the same 3 maps 3 times in a row in different orders all 3 times in a row. It was in fact map 2 last time. It was Party Astronauts winning it 16-7. Nouns though, as I mentioned, starting things off well thanks to the heroics of Cynic, 4 kills to his name. Party Astronauts not going quietly into the night. 5-7's a Cxzi, a Famas, the PwnAlone special also present, and Ben Leet. I do like this off-angle. CJ gonna get bullied. Markey though leaves his mark with a kill in response. Lots of damage done. Cynic down to 17, Markey down to 57. It's looking scary. Mag 7 hungry down below the ramp.
It's the PwnAlone special after all, and he might just find himself a PwnAlone special. The timing, it goes awry, but he still gets the first. Too many different targets to grab. Viz falls as well as PwnAlone. Ben creeping his way up the stairs. B-Wills might have spotted him at the shot down range, but he does take down Ben Leet. Chop the last man alive. No rifle in his hands, with 3 low to mediocre HP players left around him. But he is going to save the armor and go up the vents towards A. He knows it's B, right?
He must. He's got to be saving.
They don't know the health.
Yeah. Doesn't know Cynic's at 17. Doesn't know Beatles is at 39. Doesn't know Carson's at 58. It would have been actually a really realistic attempt there for the 5-7. It had the kit, it had the smoke, it had the flash, it had the dream utility, but Party Astronauts cut ties, understandably so. If the Galil found that duel and made it a 2v1, then it would have been maybe something to hazard a try with, but no, not to be. 2-0 for Nouns. They start things off well, but again, Party Astronauts started things off well on map 2, and look where that got them. So still very early goings here on the decider.
Very early goings indeed on the decider. 5-7's on 2, USP's on 3. AKs across the board for Nouns, looking to establish a strong lead on this T side. 3 turns to 4, that would be perfect for them. They want to go over to Europe again, test themselves. For Party Astronauts, this is their first real event as this roster with Cxzi and Chop. It's already been a good performance. They just could make it even better. Chop gets cut down early, though, and Ben holding in the vents will just try and get a cheeky kill on the Zeus. You know, he loves the little fun plays, but PwnAlone won't have any more fun in this round. Cxzi 5-7 does he kill on an 8K, but he shouldn't be able to get more out of it. He gets a second? That's just good chip damage. Ben can't quite grab CJ, though. And Viz shouldn't be able to do much here with his black laminate.
Better not be saving a Zeus, buddy. Better not
If he
be
saves
saving
a
Zeus.
Zeus. If he saves a Zeus, I'm just going to bed.
Yeah, time to call it a night, bro.
Yep.
It's been a long 3 days for us. We did what? What was the opener? It was
Dallas, South American close qualifier.
Dallas, South American close qualifier. It was Fluxo. We had Cxzi. Cxzi, of course, won that whole event. Qualified for IEM. And for the past 2 days, it has been the ESL Challenger Katowice NA closed qualifier. And of course, we are on the grand finals now. The end is in sight. Viz rotated around a long ways. Could one-shot Cynic perhaps at close range, but no, he misses the headshot, and so he misses his opportunity. This is shot off in a celebratory fashion from Cynic, who's at 7-0. He had a decent second map, a fire-hot first map, and now is having a barn burner third to cap it off. Party Astronauts do at long last have rifles on the board, including the op for PwnAlone. Helmets on 4/5 of the roster, not that that matters. And a good amount of utility. This is a very solid round coming in for Party Astronauts. The question is, do they have the read necessary to get around on the board?
Well, it's a fast A execute. PwnAlone's off does get one, but Chop falls down as Marky closes the gap. Carson around the silos, sprays down Viz. And now the bomb can't get planted. Ben's wild spray does tag Marky a little bit more, but CJ's holding the lobby rush. Cxzi just out in the open. CJ holds for a little bit more, waiting to see if another player comes around the angle, but it would just be Cxzi making his way through. Ben and PwnAlone now have to save what they have. It's not a good start for the Party Astronauts at all, but for Nouns, it is stellar. It could not get better here on map number 3. That's the thing, too. For Party Astronauts, this is their 6th best of 3 in as many days.
It's been a long one. Nouns, of course, had that reprieve earlier on. They made it through the upper bracket, so they didn't have to play a game earlier today. They showed up nice and fresh. D-Wills and Marky get the final 2. No saving allowed for Party Astronauts. And I'm already worried, Boggs, because sure, they're down 0-4 on the CT side. That is an important note. But they aren't doing the basics. There was no molly at the squeaky door. We talked about the utility and everything that Party Astronauts had. It was good. The only player lacking was the Opper. And of course, they don't even Molotov the door, which is like step number 1 on your A hold of Nuke. This is not looking good already for the defense of Party Astronauts.
That's like the first thing, and you're in a pug environment. All right, who's Molly and door? I got Molly door. No Molly door, big problem. PwnAlone flashed in by Ben Leet. 5-7 pushing forward, looking to get that first one. Looking for another. He's gotten 2. Will grab a third as well. Chop, however, cut down by CJ. Cxzi coming up the stairs is chased away. And Viz is on the flank. Is he anticipated? He is. He's spotted. And he has to dash away into lobby, into safety. Marky and CJ 2v2 do not have the bomb in their possession, but it will be easily recoverable. Glaive is clear. Marky will make sure of that. Keep an eye on Secret. 1A, 1B from Party Astronauts, splitting the difference. Actually, Viz has gone through towards top of lobby. Outer yard. Is he going on his flank again? He is.
Is that an aggressive call? Nouns are sticking together, then they're going around the world. Actually down below towards B as well. They circumnavigated. It might just pay off. Party Astronauts, specifically PwnAlone, trying to do his best Nouns Marky impression with the 5-7 rather than the Deagle. Hasn't come to fruition yet. Cxzi is here. He's down below. He's outside the double doors. He has a good spot. They're not watching for him as of yet, but I don't think he got the information there. Did he? Working around, he spots the players on the site, but he can't get the headshot. And so CJ covers his teammate Marky. Plant forthcoming just in the nick of time as well. And Viz, while he does have an AK, has 2 players to find. That Molotov spurs him forward. The sound cue's definitely heard. Communication is there. Is peeking around, finds the first, not even that. Good kill from Marky. Again, he's playing better now as well on map number 3. Everybody hot on Nouns. 6 for CJ, 7 for Cynic, 5 for Marky. And Carson hasn't really been asked to do too much as of yet.
It's been a good start for Nouns, and it can just keep getting better and better. Cynic has an op down for him as well. An op boom. We've seen a few different ops being utilized by these players in this game. PwnAlone has his as well, but can he land the shots? He had one earlier on in that first round. He had one. There was no molly door. There is a molly this time, but cynic catches off PwnAlone, wins the Opper's duel. And now Nouns will start with the man advantage again. Cynic winning the opping fight. Still 2 on A, 2 towards B from Party Astronauts, splitting it up 2-2. Cxzi clearing up through ramp and up into trophy though. Carson caught napping. 4v4, Cxzi does take some damage, but that's a very good return to bring this one a little more reasonable. And now a second on a B. Wills. Marky swings out for chop though. And Cxzi and Viz very low, below half HP on each. Viz in the open, one, but only one. Cynic still has that op, Ben up in heaven, catches the blind player. And Cynic, last man alive. Brings it to a 1v1 against Cxzi. Bomb down. Cxzi, nowhere near. He's on B.
On B. He thought triple dipping towards trophy room might be a little bit too audacious. Double dip though, just right. Cynic rotating around will have to go all the way around to get the bomb. He will eventually grab that precious piece of cargo. But now which direction does he want to go? The world is his oyster. Doesn't know where Cxzi might be lurking. Cxzi is holding steadfast at the ramp waiting for a sound cue. I like that play from him. Don't move around. Don't get caught in transition by the op. Cynic. He makes the right call. Wrapping back around in towards A. Literally circling the entirety of it. Gets there eventually. Nouns love to burn the midnight oil on these rounds. Just down to the wire. Down to the last minute. Cxzi hears the sound cue. He will rotate up towards trophy. It's all on timing. Cynic knows it's a possibility. Pulls out the op. Oh, timing's everything. Cynic's looking for it. Does he get the kill? Yes, he does. What a quick scope from Cynic. That is a 3K for him on the op. Double digits secured. He immediately drops that op for the AK. Nouns already looking forward to the next round, looking to do something different and fresh. And Party Astronauts not showing us anything to be excited about thus far.
They're showing us that they are ready for bed. They have not really responded. One player on 0 kills, one player on 1 kill, one player on 2 kills. PwnAlone has as many kills as the rest of his team combined. That's not a good stat. Lobby Crunch does yield a kill, maybe a second as Viz is tapping away. Ben will catch another one, but Carson and Marky quickly stabilize things for the Nouns. Drive-by attempted. Finally, Viz gets the kill, but the bomb is actually down in his possession. CJ and Marky segmented from each other. They will group up in lobby now. Viz with the AK and armor. One swing, they go one by one. Molotov to buy time. Bounces the wrong way, and Viz will have to tuck tail and run. That actually kind of does help him, given where the bomb fell. Another Molotov to use. This is going to be harassing Marky, who wins the fight! Viz takes a peek. He has his head ripped from his shoulders. 7-0 Nouns to kick off T's side. Nuke. No timeout from PA just yet.
Lots of question marks. Lots of question marks. If you're a Party Astronauts fan, if you're a Party Astronauts fan, you're ringing the alarm bells, to say the least. Wake up, team. You're on autopilot. The thing is, the autopilot is not on a road. They're on off-road at this point.
I think they're parked. I think they're parked in a parking lot.
They're in a parking lot. They're parked 100 miles from the nearest road. It's free fall. The astronaut side. Cxzi.
Lost in space.
Lost in space. It's a good way to put it. Outside of play from Nouns. Cxzi spamming away, trying to buy time for Ben Leet. PwnAlone, Ben Leet, and Viz. Triple down between them. Marky does eventually find one. Viz traded out, and Cxzi finally puts a round on the board. I would never think to say that the Brazil scoreline is a recovery, but in this case, it most certainly is.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for the Party Astronauts, though, the fact that it's like, hey, you got your first round at 7-1, let's go. That is not the best of looks. And Nouns are actually going to call it a tactical pause.
Their ready's not great.
No.
in mind, there was an eco round, a lobby crunch where Viz was in a 1v2. I think there's another one shortly before that as well. Viz also won a 1v2. In the last one, the most recent one, Viz actually brought it to a 1v1. So these rounds, while they have been entirely won by Nouns, excluding the last one, they have been costly. And so, buy is going to be haphazard. Ewell's on only a Tech 9. Cynic, what is he going to go for? A glass cannon op or an AK? One of the two. They do have 3 AKs on Carson, Marky, and CJ. And again, Carson, well, he has been quiet. Marky and CJ have not been, and neither has Cynic. All 3 of those players have AKs. This is going to be a scary one for Party Astronauts.
Cursory outer yard utility being used. Chop waiting for a peek. Marky's flash will force him back. And actually, Chop does take a little bit of damage, but it's not really that much. Viz was also there, and he will finish off Marky. Good start for Party Astronauts after getting their first round on the board after long last. The smoke wall will still last. The Molotov will fade. The nade behind, but does good damage on the CJ. 2 players down secret stairs. Cxzi holding trophy though. It's a good angle for him, a lot of information. PwnAlone down the stairs as well. Party Astronauts are in a very good spot to shut down any aggression down towards B from the Nouns. In fact, Chop is ready to crunch into lobby with Cxzi.
Very scary mid-round call. Do a lot of damage. PwnAlone down below, post up in the perfect spot. Misses the shot. Good crouch peek coming in from Nouns. They can't punish the missed shot. Chop. Instead, he's finally on the board. Finding his first Cxzi. The bait and switch finds a second bomb dropped in no man's land. 30 seconds left. Carson and CJ might have to consider saving at this stage. Good shot from Carson to find the first, but so much more to do. In less than 30 seconds to do it all. Should be the round in itself. Carson grouping up. They're swinging in. There's so many players. Carson passes the first check. Chop gets the trade. 15 seconds left, and again the bait and switch. This time for Viz, and Chop does come to fruition. Party Astronauts a second in a row. That timeout from Nouns not meaning much in the grand scheme of things. To see a half buy now, Boggs, and as we know, half buys for Nouns are won more often than a coin flip would be.
It's not a half buy, Nate. It's a full force.
This is scary. 5 Tech 9s, a rush towards A. Maybe even towards Cxzi, aggressive on the ramp. Either one of those could definitely work out for Nouns.
It's a ramp play. A little bit of utility used towards A. But Cxzi spraying away. He does find a pair and looks for more. He only gets 1. Or he gets 2. I mean, he does not get that third. B will CJ take a little bit of damage, but they will halt in towards ramp. There is 1 player down here on B. That is Viz. Molotov to force him back away from radio. And actually, the Molotov lands at double doors. Viz can cross up. Cynic was trying to lurk up towards A, but the bomb does go down. That's a small victory for Nouns. It does make it winnable. CJ and B-Will's buddying up towards double door. Might try to take the fights here. Door goes open. Ben Leet goes for both. And Party Astronauts, 3 straight rounds, starting to recover a little bit more here. And with 3 or 4 alive, it's going to be great for their economy. They keep the op in PwnAlone's hands. That was a huge spray from Cxzi, though. Now Nouns should be on the half buy, the proper half buy, although Cynic is prone to full invest on these sorts of rounds.
Very prone. But you be careful. I think every game's kind of started like this. One team off to a heater, and then they get brought back down to earth. They get humbled in a big way. In this case, it's Nouns being humbled. They're again on a half buy. Last time it was a full investment. This time around, it's just more of a half buy, but I think it's a little bit low, as you mentioned. He's on the Tech 9 with full utility. Smokes towards the outside. For the crossing. Slow one and lead aggressive. This would be huge if they were coming outside, but of course they aren't. Hope side of the coin is that Party Astronauts now know it's not going to be an outside yard play. Those smokes are a masquerade. Chop up top finds 2. CJ did drop Viz, but Chop doing it all. He had a very slow start. Now he has 7 to his name. Cxzi, the final nail on the coffin. 4 in a row now. And right when we were writing Party Astronauts off, they come back into orbit.
Maybe they were recharging the power cells, Nate. Getting everything ready to go. And now, ignition has been hit. The engines have engaged. They are reaching max Q. Will they be able to get anything more done? Can they string this together and win out the half? I think that is your necessity now if you are Party Astronauts, is winning this half. Fire plus spray equals kill for PwnAlone. Marky roasts. Cxzi out towards ramp, continuing his onslaught. Carson will take a little bit of nade damage, but B. Wilson Cynic also being chunked away. Viz running around on Tetris, trying to take a different angle. As Nouns are starting to stumble, they're starting to falter in their steps. Molotov should go too deep for Cynic, but at the very least it boxes him in front of that smoke.
Yeah. Party Astronauts have made the best read thus far. Cxzi just pushing ramp, leaves 3 in towards A. Viz drops Cynic. Looking so good. Again, Party Astronauts look lost, and now they look like they have a purpose and a direction. Cxzi drop. Taking away 2. PwnAlone expects CJ in towards Africa. Easy kill for him. 5 in a row. It's smooth sailing for the Party Astronauts, but again, they let Nouns get 7 before they got the ball rolling. 7 is already a respectable scoreline on the T side.
Yeah, it actually is far above the Nouns par. Their par is 46.5%.
It's under half. That's about where we're at.
I mean, that does count against teams that are less than adequate, though. Lower tier ECL competition. Nowhere near the level of Party Astronauts, Liquid, that Nouns have also played on this map.
Liquid?
Yeah, Nouns played Liquid twice and lost to Liquid twice.
Well, they played him and lost, but he went from some part of Liquid. Which is kind of funny.
I said not like the likes of it.
Oh, not like, okay, I totally zoned out there. Unfortunate. Either way, it's very unfortunate like this round.
Oh, yay.
Expensive, it's scrappy, but it goes the way you would expect. Pwn and Co. Hold the things down. 6-7. 6 in a row for Party Astronauts. No bomb plant either. We've been seeing a severe lack of bomb plants as well for Nouns. That does hurt them in the long run.
A lack of anything.
Yeah. Cynic has slowed down entirely. He was at 12, I think, I want to say a couple rounds ago. Might have found 1 or 2, but he's slowed down and he's cooled off.
And the individuals are stepping up on Party Astronauts, though. Everybody within 2 kills. Cxzi leading at 11. Ben, Chop, and Viz tied at the bottom at 9. PwnAlone smack dab in the middle at 10. That is the Party Astronauts that needed to show up here. It took them a while to get heated up. Maybe better late than never. If they can win 8 rounds out of this half, they win the pistol, they can scale forward to something great. But there's a lot of ifs, there's a lot of buts, there's a lot of ands, and Marky has debrained Viz to kick things off. Chop holding in front of Squeaky, hoping somebody crosses into his angle, but Marky seems wary that somebody could be in this position. Cynic's going to jump down as well on a ramp rotation on the cards for the Nouns. Cxzi, rather, over towards J Hall. Checks his backside. They cross forward. He sits in the flames, and he burns and gets shot and goes down. Nouns looking for 8. It's a 5v3 as they have positioning towards B. PwnAlone misses the opportunity. Now he can strike, but Carson and CJ have 2. PwnAlone 1v5. He's got the first and second, but he cannot get the third. 8 on the board for the Nouns at Party Astronauts. They have got money, but that 7th round is imperative for their chances here on map 3.
Incredibly important. Keep in mind, they wanted to start on this CT side. I haven't actually looked at the numbers, but I have to imagine
64 to 53.
Yeah. So look at their last game as well on the map. This is the first one. Do I have the second one open? No, we don't.
Not live.
Okay. Perfect for me. I can go check the prior games. This is Divine Intervention Bogs. Looking at the scores, it was a 6 on the T side for Nouns, followed by 1 on the CT side. Actually, Nets had a very abysmal CT side the last time they played yesterday. If you recall, the second half, Nouns on the CT side got 1 round and then lost 7. I think it might have even been 7 in a row. I don't have the advanced stats up, but I do recall something like that happening.
It was a streak.
It was a streak for Party Astronauts, that's for certain. The first time they played it, the day before, it was, let's see, 3 for PA on their T side, and then only 2 on their CT. It was a 16-5 loss. So, 2 rather streaky rounds. We do have a technical pause. It's going to be a little while. Okay, you can see why it was a little while. Somebody is disconnected from the server.
It's CJ.
Those issues come back to haunt us. Hopefully not for a very long time, but looking at this one, I will say Party Astronauts at least getting more rounds than they found the first time they played it, but it's a far cry from that second time, where they found, was it 16-7?
Yep.
It's just flip-flopped. It's crazy looking at the score lines. The first time they played it, it was 16-5 Nuke. The second time they played it, it was 7-16 Nuke. It's the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
The only map that remained quote-unquote constant was Overpass, with Nouns taking it in now all 3. But
And again, this is Party Astronauts' first tournament since being released from EG.
yeah, and it's their first tournament with these 2 new additions.
Yes.
Who have been doing
And-
quite well for themselves.
Remember, EG tried to make it through the open qualifying phase.
Was it EG main? Which amalgamation of players was it?
Nealon, Automatic, Breeze, Wiz, and Refresh.
Oh yes, it was the Refres.
Yep.
Of course, that was his
And,
first tournament on the roster, and they just bombed out.
Lost to Spongie's advanced team 16-8.
Yep.
And let an open team get like 7 rounds the round prior.
Which open team was it?
I don't remember. It wasn't a notable one, if I remember correctly.
Unfortunate.
I'm just going to say EG Black would be here.
EG Black would be here. EG Black is the better team.
This is our own personal soapbox at this point.
We need filler time, so we might as well get on our soapboxes.
All right. Well, looks like this one's going to persist for a little bit longer. CJ's internet issues are continuing, so we are going to cut to that break, and hopefully things will not be too far gone. We should return momentarily, so stick around and stay tuned. The conclusion of half 1 and, of course, map 3 of the ESL Challenger Katowice North American Close Qualifier are coming up right after these messages.
And in the clouds I'm bleeding, a silhouette of meaning into my lungs inhaling. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, 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 out. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, 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 out. breathe in, breathe out, 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 out.
I'll keep your picture in my room, 'cause it gets me in the mood. You're still living free in my head. You got me so confused. My mind is full of you. Still want you in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind, but now I'm up too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. You keep slipping away. I learned the hard way. But something's gotta stay. Don't let it go to waste. Do you remember all of the long nights, warm in my bed, night for the sunrise? That's what you said. You held me so tight each time again. I'll keep your picture in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind when I am up too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. Done with silly games. Don't leave me hanging on. Keep me hanging. Said it once, I'll say it again. Your love is what I want. Do you remember all of the long nights, warm in my bed, not for the sunrise? That's what you said. And you held me so tight each time again. In my room, I'll keep you safe. Don't stay away too long, pulling back and forth. Still got me paralyzed. Got what you came for. One thing that I've kept. I'll keep your picture in my room, 'cause it gets me in the mood. You're still living free in my head. You got me so confused. My mind is full of you. Still want you in my room. Don't wanna get rid of you. On my mind when I am up too late. You got me so confused. My head is full of you. I'll keep your picture in my room, 'cause it gets me in the mood. You're still living free in my head. You got me so confused. My mind is full of you. Still want you in my middle, babe. And I give you all of my heart. If I meet you in the middle, babe, would you give me all your love? 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 Come and meet me in the middle, babe. And I'll give you all of my heart. If I meet you in the middle, babe, would you give me all your love? Could you give me all your love? Would you give me all your love? Could you give me all your Stay here this time. Show me a sign. You are always on my mind. Always on my. The stars align. Show me a sign. You are always on my mind. You're 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 always on my. You're always on my. You're always on my mind. Slow down this ride. Speed up this high. You are always on my mind. Always on my. I will this time show you a sign. You are always on my mind.
It wouldn't be anything ESL Challenger without a lengthy tech pause, and we at long last get one, but it has concluded, and we are back for the last round of the half. Nouns Esports up 8-6 on their T side of Nuke. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs, and we have a double up setup for the Party Astronaut side. Cxzi and PwnAlone, an op in each hand. Marky, though, finds the opening. Chop a second. Oh, it's 4 that go the way of Party Astronauts. We said a 7th would be a must before the break, and a 7th is what they get. Party Astronauts steal that one away incredibly quickly, and do not worry, we are not going back to a break. We are simply riding straight through the overtime into the second half.
No breaks now. We're already far behind schedule because somebody had some technical issues, but as my good compatriots said, it would not be ESL Challenger without some sort of technical pause. Goes back to the old days of Tuesday Valve updates, and it's been that way for several years now, but it's now a very critical pistol round for both sides as it hangs on a knife's edge here in map number 3. Could not get any closer. One trip to Katowice from North America. One team will claim it. One team will remain at home, destitute. The fresh, revitalized, free Party Astronauts, or the Nouns, fresh out of Monterey, just narrowly missing out on a major appearance. Marky back silo looking to tap away. PwnAlone is victim. Chop is blind, but Cxzi and Viz have evened it up. Cynic and CJ make it 3 and 4, 2 for each of them. And Nouns have grabbed the pistol. No bomb plant for the Party Astronauts. Glocks for PA. And what do Nouns have available? Everything they need to shut down unarmored pistols. 3 MP9s, an A1S, a FAMAS. It's time to build a bank.
Time to build a bank right when Party Astronauts were back within striking distance, right when we thought they might have pulled off the recovery. They slip right back down by virtue of a pistol round loss, and a very quick one at that. Glocks across the board, nothing much to be written home about. Zeus in hand for Viz actually could have been something, but he's caught jumping around a little too fast. The Glocks connect onto B-Wills and actually connect onto a second. PwnAlone drops one. CJ quickly trades though. No more bleeding, just some MP9s out of the round. And double digits are now secured by Nouns. Keep in mind, this is the quote-unquote easier side of the map for them. And so, if Party Astronauts don't put anything on the board, or at least at minimum get a bomb plant tier, Nouns should be able to run away in this second half.
Running away would be ideal for Nouns. Cynic has picked up an op. Another rifle has a Dorn to the side as well. Only one MP9 that is in the hands of Carson. CJ jump on top of Unbreakable, drops back down again. B-Wills should dodge the molly on top of Hot. Marky spams away. CJ, though, will find some players' outer yard as smokes and utility are being thrown. But it looks like a mini-wrap, not a secret run. CJ spam does no damage at all, and Cynic has his back. There's two outside, Marky around mini, CJ around credits. And now over towards ramp. Carson does so much damage. He's a human grenade. And Cynic comes and finishes one of the players he had wounded. Chop regrouping with his mates outside, but nothing going the right way for Party Astronauts until PwnAlone finally opens his account.
Finally.
Cynic, he spotted him.
Took a long time. Cynic has the information though. Exactly. Spot on. Advantage secured. Less than a minute left. And these three remaining have two smokes between them. It could be for the crossing, but not going to use it. Instead, Cynic pressing forward finds one. Carson inches forward. Cxzi does get one. Good trade onto the Opper. Still a 2v3. He gets in a second. Carson walking around red. That is an oversight. It could come to bite them. 2v2 secured, even footing. Sure, Chop is low, but it is definitely doable. In fact, I would say the riflery is identical. AK and Galil versus FAMAS and M4. 5 seconds remain. And Party Astronauts have made their choice. Gonna go down towards Secret. No, excuse me, that was Nouns going down towards Secret. CT side grouping up, playing together. Well, Party Astronauts have made the right decision. Going towards A and getting the plant down back site.
Bomb has been planted.
The plant is big for Party Astronauts. The kills also as well, even if Nouns do win it, will be a little bit limited in terms of a buy. B-Will's working his way outside up the ladder. Marky gets spotted by Chop. Very dangerous duel with the man up top. Cxzi cannot get taken down by B-Wills. Chop repositions around the scaffolding, playing a fine line on the high wire. But Party Astronauts, a critical 8th on the board. Nouns still at 10, will not be able to fully invest into this round with rifles and ops. They can, of course, go for a full buy, the force up, which, don't be surprised if they do. Which, yeah, they're going to do it. They're going to go all in. But Party Astronauts call it tack pause?
They know what's happening. They know it's going to be an investment of some kind from Nouns. They know that Nouns love these, and they know that Nouns win them more often than not. So they're going to call attack pause. I'm assuming that's the reason. I'm ascribing a lot of good calls to them, but what else could it be for, after all? Moss M4, Deagle, and 5.7s. No kit for the Nouns defense. That last round hinged a lot on Cxzi individually. The most important kill, the critical factor, was that op out in the yard. He found Cynic somehow at long range with an AK, a good headshot, and of course Carson overextends as the second. Went from a 2v4 to a 2v2 with that in one fell swoop for Cxzi.
Nouns, they are good on deagles and pistols, but Party Astronauts, they're ready. They know what's coming. Thing is, even if you know what's coming, can you stop it? Slow and steady from PA. Nouns, working around. Looking to finally start things out. Carson thinks better of peeking out through Secret. Stays down the stairs. And Party Astronauts now beginning to throw a little bit of utility outside while the bulk of their squad stays in lobby. A play on the cards for them, maybe a mini split. Time is going to become a factor here pretty quickly as we start ticking down below the minute mark. He wills. Push it. Carson, though, gets the drop. Marky up top. Hut has another. No utility on the take. It's a dry fight into A.
This is stupefying decision. Stupefying decision. TJ above whiffs everything. Beals and Carson do find kills, though, in the meanwhile. PwnAlone a third with the AK, but the heroics are all for naught. His teammates do not hold up their end of the bargain. And so while the round is expensive for Nouns, it is a victory again. The half buys or the forced buys, whatever it may be, if Nouns are at the back foot or on the back foot, they will strike, and they will strike true. Another round stolen away. 2 AKs picked up for Cynic and B-Wills, and the advantage wholly ripped away from Party Astronauts as they are not so cocksure. They're on Glocks rather than the force buy.
This should be a 12th on the board for Nouns, beginning to stabilize things with the CT side. Cynic dodges the flash, sprays away, 1 and 2. Down the vents, though. A few Party Astronauts have slipped the gap. Viz the one up top. Marky and Carson finishing the players. PwnAlone waiting in the vents. He'll take that to the bank, quite literally. And I guess just look for a little more damage. Sprays down Marky, too. Should be taken down by the next player to contact, though. 4 HP. A lot of time on the clock, though. He's going to work his way in through the vents. Back out to CJ. Puts him down. 4 rounds separating these two sides. 3 alive, 4 Nouns. PwnAlone making that one a little more expensive than it would have been otherwise. The buy is there for PA.
Well done. The knife kill specifically. It gives PwnAlone just enough utility with the op. All the bells and whistles for him, which is a big boon. Because Party Astronauts need everything they can get. Ben Leet on a Galil, less than ideal, but hey, this buy is rather convincing despite the lack of a bomb plant. Nouns, do they have an op to challenge the likes of PwnAlone? The answer is no. Cynic's on an AK. What is the call for the T side? Cxzi walking towards ramp. He did this all the time on the CT side. The T side, though, a very different proposition. He's going to be greeted with an empty B ramp. There's a lot of control taken by Party Astronauts that Nouns do not know about.
Biz deals with Cynic early on. That's a good start. Working around the outer yard. Nouns looking to regain some control. They see nothing. The brakes have been hit. Party Astronauts are waiting for Nouns to start swimming around. This is where they can pick apart the CT side even more. B-Wills has to be careful as he starts probing back into ramp, maybe expecting a flank through hell. But it should just be a pretty standard B-ramp play. Who's on site? It's Carson. Molotov well timed, 35 on the clock. Carson just needs a headshot, buy some time. He gets the dink. Needs to buy more time. Closing the gap now, trying to take the fights. Has the second contact and the kill. Looking for more. Sprays so much away from Viz. And now the rotations from Nouns need to sprint down to B. They are a disadvantage in the man count, but they do have the HP advantage. And now the backstab brings it to a 3v2. Nouns are waking up. Cxzi and PwnAlone last 2 alive. Pwn on the op. Shotgun up. Tech 9 out. Marky trying to do what he can. Teammate supporting, and they both get the kills on the players watching each other's backs. Well done from Nouns with a retake. Costly again. Bomb plan for PA, but 13 for Nouns as they march closer and closer to qualifying for ESL Challenger Katowice.
Closer and closer. Party Astronauts running out of rope. And despite the bomb plan and the loss bonus, they do not have enough money to get the op. PwnAlone could go completely glass cannon with no utility behind them, but that would be foolhardy to say the least. Instead, they'll go for AK's decent bit of utility, lacking on Cxzi, but that's okay. And Elite is the glaring issue. He's on a Mac 10 with utility. He could go aggressive. He could catch somebody out. They all have helmets, so he'll have to do a lot of stopping power. A lot of shots, I should say, downrange with that Mac 10. And aggression out the door for Viz is, again, unwarranted. He's caught immediately chopping towards Hut. Things better of the play after all of the stymieing utility. Party Astronauts again fighting from a man down scenario.
Not the start to the round they desired or need. They need advantages. They need rounds of the board because Nouns are getting closer and closer, one round at a time, closer towards victory. Taking it slow and steady. Marky playing around Tetris, but a more removed angle. Smokes down in towards front Squeaky. PA taking it really slow again. We see these T-sides a lot from them where for the first like 45 seconds to a minute, they kind of just hang out somewhere. And Nouns, they've tempered themselves. They no longer peek into all the angles. Yeah, they try and get some kills, but they're not going to overextend. They're not going to play too aggressively. Down the vents, the drop goes. Ben has just committed seppuku.
Fortunate. Holding down below, does find one lurking down. That's Carson. Chipping away at the lead. Nouns have built. They need more. Nouns not really aggressively rotating around. They will group up. Marky and CJ towards Secret. No one's holding with his teammate though, and that's a 1 and 2 for PwnAlone. He has been the raid boss for his team. Up or not, he'll find the kills. E-Wills and Cynic will take that as their cue to save. Smart call, them. Party Astronauts do finally find something to go their way on this T side. 9th on the board, and again, this is the PwnAlone show for Party Astronauts. Without him, they would be falling far more flat. He has 25 kills. He's approaching that 30 bomb, and he is atop the server.
Cynic right behind him. It's the two ops that are leading the charge on Nuke, interestingly enough, even though Nuke's not the best opping map for the T side. Both have been putting work in with the op, with the rifle, with the pistol. Doesn't matter. They're leading the charge for their team. Cynic as well as the IGL has a little bit extra to do. PwnAlone 106 ADR as the opper. That's pretty incredible. And as our observer has so astutely pointed out, the only player above 100 ADR on the entire server. Maybe a faster play on the cards now for Party Astronauts as well. Nouns using the early utility well. Not going to make the same mistakes PA did in the early going of their first half. Cxzi though ready to charge on through. The spam doing some damage onto Ben, but actually Marky takes the brunt of that. Cynic peeking into the op now, trades out one, but he has to do a lot more. B-Will stuck on top of Hut, trying to dodge flashbangs and Molotovs, one down the vents. Nobody on the B side proper, again from Nouns. It's vulnerable. Carson's on the ramp, they flash in, they push, but the flash doesn't work. Carson gets a free kill, tosses the nade, and now Party Astronauts have to call an audible. Wait, never mind, Chops just opened the door. Literally.
CJ found Carson a second casualty in the round. Good play from the AK player. Cynic and B-Wills again in a 2v3, a man disadvantage situation, but they are far more aggressive this time. They have more map control, and it's a more favorable position as well. 2 versus 3 versus 2 versus 4. But not favorable enough to justify the attempt. They're both falling out 2 different directions. 4 grouping back up. Cxzi, Chop, PwnAlone. They're going to hold on to this one. They're going to get double digits for the Party Astronauts team. And dogs, it would not be a grand final without a close and contentious third.
No, it would not. It wouldn't be a grand final without a third map in general. Party Astronauts finding their late explosions working, finally starting to get the aim working again. But much like the first half, they started off slow. This time, though, they didn't let Nouns get out to an inconquerable lead. They keep the gap closer. They keep themselves within pace. And as the time gets later and later, more and more mistakes should start appearing on both sides. It starts getting a little more unpredictable. Lapses in judgment, slightly slower reaction time, opening up angles.
He's definitely setting in the server at this point. It's been so long. The tech pause, of course, adding to it. Nouns, another half buy. You know what that means? Another chance, another flip with a coin. Sometimes it feels like that coin is double-sided. Or AKs, not for Party Astronauts. And another man down the vents. Actually, it's the CT side. Never mind. To say, how did PwnAlone get down the vents? It's Cynic. This is a pretty decent buy. CJ on the FAMAS, MP9 for Carson, 5-7 for Marky. 6 Cynic on the app, of course, and B was on that saved them for. Carson getting a little bit antsy here towards the ramp, but those shots downrange from Viz make him think better of aggressing. Pressure outside, Beagles and Mini. CJ back behind him, back behind CT spawn, but PwnAlone, he's the one to open it up. B-Wills got through the door all the way from back towards the lobby. That is the opening that Party Astronauts need.
Four v 3 to the favor of the Astronauts. Marky jumps down, but he gets domed by Viz. Bell rung. Another save for Cynic, probably. So there's no chance for them in this round. Carson with the MP9 can't really do much here either. Oh, this is an incredibly awkward spot to be in for Nouns. They should probably call a timeout at some point in the near future.
Probably, but especially in this close qualifier, they've been very hesitant to call tactical pauses. I think we saw one today. Cynic, Carson, gonna be allowed to save. Carson grabbing an AK, upgrading his MP9. 11-13. Party Astronauts really coming to form now. I want to see Cynic take an early op duel versus PwnAlone. Find himself an opening, find his team an opening because they need one desperately. They also need to cover their bases. Again, that inside man down the vents has been a nuisance, has been a troublemaker more than once at this stage in the second half.
This is... It's like Nouns have turned off. Again. And... neither team is able to find consistency, which is an issue. Especially knowing that the winner will be going to an ESL Challenger tournament. Yeah, it might work in North America, but will it work against the international competition? Cynic does start one off nicely. Carson has the other rifle, but they're waiting for him to push on through. Viz does spot him, and Carson is going to continue the aggression. He spots out both. He can get both of them. Messy fight, but B-Wills does trade out on a chop. 4v2 for Nouns, as it's been an aggressive posturing that gives them an advantage when Nouns play to their strengths, which is barrel stuff their opponent. It tends to go well. Party Astronauts caught napping in lobby. Guess they were waiting for a cup of coffee. What can
Someone
they do
forgot how
now,
to climb
though?
the ladder. Someone forgot how to climb the ladder. That was the biggest issue. They tried to go up and he just didn't. He would have drawn the ire of Carson, prevented him from overswinging, and his teammate might have had more time to reposition. But that is a massive, massive flub.
There's nobody on the B side proper again for Nouns.
Caster's Curse, CJ's here. They heard you. Eagles is also in a very quick rotation spot. 20 seconds left. They're just going to go into the site. They kind of have to. The nades do give away the play. That will be attempted. There's nothing to stop. Actually, there's a Molotov on Marky. That's far removed. PwnAlone in the meanwhile drops Cynic. The Opera's duel one, but can they actually bail themselves out? B-Wills gets one. A miss from PwnAlone. Would mean a 30 bomb if he could find all three, but so many angles and they've just crossed. They've just slipped right by him. Bomb not planted for him, but there is no kit for the defuser. PwnAlone, good shot under the first, but CJ, he finds the trade, limits the bleeding. And it is a 14th, a scary 14th, and a save 14th, might I add, for Nouns.
Yeah, they have had so much luck with the pistol, the half-buys. It's kind of crazy.
Can't call it luck anymore.
Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill thing. As Ches would say, it's a skill issue. A positive skill issue.
As the Observer would say.
Or would it be a negative skill issue because they can't get it consistently done with the rifles?
Something to learn from. It's very interesting. One of those things where it's a high risk, high reward play, and it's just that their opponents are playing with too much reverence.
And Nouns just like to run and gun and shoot.
It's true. This is a very important round for Party Astronauts. they've pretty much gone all in. They don't really have a loss bonus built up either. They lose this round, especially without that bomb plant. It's going to be a disgusting buy going up against 15 for Nouns.
Carson dropping down, not going to be able to sustain a fight. Cynic holding a long-range duel down towards ramp from J-Hall with the op in hand. But Party Astronauts, after taking ramp control, might just fall away. They also can flash through, but they're going to play just the ramp control game and work around the map itself. Cxzi outer yard, looking for an opening somewhere else. Cynic is not ready for it. Cxzi able to walk through mini. Nobody's there, but B-Wolves flicks on him. Now the A play can be initiated by PA, but they are holding their nerve, or maybe having too many of them. Out towards first vent, maybe going down. No, they'll continue to go in towards the B, or towards the A site. Markey, one on the site. He can't get anything. Man advantage. Party Astronauts bomb going down. Carson on a fast rotation up. Thinks better of the vents. And Nouns might just save again. If Cynic can't get a kill here very quickly, they should save.
Having control secured for Party Astronauts, it seems like an unwinnable position. They probably are calling the save at this stage. How do Party Astronauts find this? How do they weasel their way in despite losing Cxzi across the map from the rest of his team? I don't know how they anticipate Marky on the back of the site, but they do. 12 to 14 secured. 3 rifles will be saved, 2 of them being M4s, 1 of them being an op. And Party Astronauts barely scrape by. The ship is burning, it's crashed, it's, dare I say, torn in half, but it is at least scraping along the runway.
Scraping along the runway. Nouns. They've struggled here. Yes, they have a lead, but the CT side has been far from inspiring. PwnAlone still hasn't gotten his 30, but he's quite close to getting 29. B-Wolf's down to the red as well. Carson was the one tagged out ramp. CJ sprays away through Squeaky, but he can't get a single bit of damage done. Party Astronauts winning the unconfirmed damage battle. Looking to scale that forward for more. Cxzi outside. Blindsided by CJ. Good start for Nouns, but they need a lot more. PwnAlone looking to change the scope of this round. Molotov's available for the T side as well. Nade for Markey. Could do a little bit of damage. It's alright. 28. Not too shabby.
Up tap. Still lost in the minute mark of 5 versus 4. See falling. The Astronauts throwing the outside yard crossing. Using it. One player here lurking, maybe showing a feign of presence. That is Chop. Cynic holding ramp. He's finally in a good spot. Shut this down. He's been quiet with the op because he's been in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Rampy finds the first. He jumps down. He gets the heck out of dodge. He's happy with a 2-man advantage. 30 seconds left, and Party Astronauts have a lot to do and not the manpower to find it. So lurk outside has to come in huge for Chop. And CJ's just already posted on the angle. CJ misses the spray, misses the opportunity. Now Markey next to Bat will recover. Just be careful. 2 coming out the door. He hears the information. B-Wills on site lines them up 1 and 2. Viz sure he found Markey, but B-Wills has found map and series point with that double.
1 round away from a trip to Katowice for Nouns. Can they pull it off? Party Astronauts scrounging together a buy. Galils and AKs, a decent amount of utility. Ben Leet limited to a Tech 9. Flash and a Molotov. It's not ideal. It's far from it for Party Astronauts. They'll fight tooth and nail to stay alive. Molotov towards Squeaky Door. Nade into Hut. Standard Hut utility. A-site utility, really, from B-Wills. Is the man jumping in towards top Hut. Smoke wall outside being prepped by Party Astronauts, but they will fall off of that and instead throw a different wall. They'll look for something outer yard, but there's really no aggression from the Nouns out here. CJ, it's more of a pensive hold. Just get your information. If you get a pig, cool. If not, you have the spot.
More passive, yeah. Like the call. Again, freeing up Cynic. He's been in the outside yard far too often. He hasn't found anybody. Got to awaken in that round prior, really sealed the deal towards ramp and got them that solid advantage they needed. Chop coming out behind the new vents, or vents proper, I should say. By Marky, good start. The Tech 9, though, Ben Leet drops CJ back garage. Humbles him. And now Party Astronauts begin the race down to B. There are players in rotation that could get caught, though. Cxzi finds one PwnAlone in a second. Carson only found a single kill. And B-Wills and Marky are already heading for the hills. Or are they? They're going towards the ramp. They're wrapping around the long way. This could get interesting here. There's hits on both. 2 versus 3, though. PwnAlone, this is a very solid spot to hold. That's what they're calling it, Nouns. Oh, they're running back up for utility. What is going on? They're hopping around on the ramp. Hop shot rings through for Marky, but connection doesn't come through. Not in any meaningful way. Time too far gone. No pick found means the round is done and dusted. Party Astronauts again staying alive. 13-15. They need 2 more rounds to get to overtime on the decider.
OT looming, but Nouns can buy up in the next round. Marky can drop a FAMAS to CJ. Cynic and Carson can buy. The op will get dropped over to Cynic. B-Wills can drop that over to CJ. Somebody can drop CJ something. Another map series point, match point for Nouns. MP9 for B-Wills, actually. CJ will hold on to an M4. I don't mind this position, this trade, because CJ's been the one playing outside, so he kind of does need the longer range weapon. But maybe a little aggression outside is what the doctor orders, and Cynic's pushing with an op.
No better of it. He was toying with the idea. Cxzi, again, he's been a spearhead. He's been an aggressive player. He has kind of been separated from his team for the most part. Somehow he is grouped right on up towards lobby. He's holding in towards hut. Be very scary indeed. Cynic finds one. Cxzi a trade. Cynic doubles down with the op. There we go. The op of the CT side are rapidly approaching 30, rivaling the likes of PwnAlone, who's let off the gas in his own right. 4 versus 3 once again secured. Nouns. This could be what finally gets them across the line. It has been a grueling best of 3. Party Astronauts having it even worse playing one before this. But Nouns, they finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. They finally see a way out. Ben Leet, Chop, PwnAlone, slowing things down, splitting up. One in the outside yard, potential to throw smokes. T-spawn, and the other 2 grouping up towards Trophy.
Carson spots out one ramp, doesn't take the fight, just backs away, has help in towards J-Hall as well. Cynic takes the shot, doesn't land it. Carson sprays, taken down by Ben. Anybody else down on B? B-Wills drops, but Chop is over top of the vents. He has the information that players are dropping down and where. 3v3, bomb going down. Big one by Cynic. He's got 30 first. PwnAlone removed. It's up to Chop and a low HP Ben. Chop on this vent flank. He is so important. CJ respects it though, and he does half damage. Ben in towards Cubby. B-Wills and Cynic all up to B-Wills now. 1v2 has the kit. Astralis plant. Time not favoring Nouns too much longer. Chop open single door. B-Wills knows where he is, but Chop can just run, play the time, bait and switch. Time expiring, all up to B-Wills. Does he have it? Does he have time? There's no way. 15-14, we're going to 30.
Terrorists win.
Caster's Curse. Said they might have finally found a way. He gets the op. Okay, B-Wills. I guess some saving grace. He got the kill. Keeps the economy of Party Astronauts in a difficult spot. Some players have more than enough, some don't. So their buy might be somewhat hobbled by that. Nouns, their buy is very much hampered. Far more so than the likes of Party Astronauts. This could have been a timeout from either team at this stage. B-Wills on an MP9. Cynic got his op from his teammate, of course. You want him to have that weapon when he's firing on all cylinders, as he is. 30 kills to his name. Carson, 5-7. Marky, an MP9. CJ, probably something similar. And you know what we've said throughout this closed qualifier, Bugs. Nouns are scariest when they're on these random buys.
PA know that though, Nate, and they are going to call an extra tactical timeout here. They are going to use 2 in a row. And see if they can bring this to OT. 5-7s on CJ and Carson. MP9s on B Wills and Markey. Cynic with the op. PA that brought it back so close and yet so far. Galil for Viz. The op, of course. The man himself, PwnAlone. AKs on the rest. Nouns. Do they have what it takes to close this out? Can they complete it? Or are we going to get bonus Counter-Strike again? Cxzi fast onto Cynic on the op. Opening kill goes the way of PA. Viz working around ramp. Carson just hoping he gets his barrel stuff. He can, and he grabs an AK. Maybe a second onto Viz. No. Loses that fight as Viz doubles up onto CJ. It's collapsing. OT, so likely. Extra CS in our future. Unless Markey and B Wills. Now just B Wills. And 2v4. They cannot. Overtime has been acquired.
Bonus Counter-Strike. The day was already long. It gets longer. Can keep going on forever if they really want to. 15-15. Nouns will start on their CT side. And keep in mind, both these teams now T-sided on this map on paper. 8 rounds won for each team on the T side. So theoretically, we're looking at about even. Should be about 2 wins on the T side of overtime and 1 win on the CT to get us to the next bout. But Cxzi finally finding success with his early plays. Finds 1, traded out by Chop. That's the A site cracked open, and Ben Leet prevents the timely rotation. No, Carson actually gets behind the Molotov. It's awkward back and forth, but Ben Leet doubles up in response. It's just scrappy Counter-Strike at this point. You can't really follow it. It's too quick for the eye to catch. He's just CJ in 1v3, though. The bomb is still dropped out in guard. What is going on, Boggs? This round, this game is just all over the place. CJ finally connects the spray. It's been a while. Here's a 1v2.
Oh, what is going on? What is happening? This is overtime chaos. CJ's in T-spawn, the bomb is at his feet, and he's got the one. He needs one more. He can't convert it. PwnAlone saves the day. PA with a lead, round 1 of OT. OT1, that is. First to 22, or first to 19 wins this one. 22 is for OT2. Hey, geez, Louise, Nate, this is going to devolve very quickly, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Evolving right before our very eyes, Boggs. Duel, perhaps on the cards. I don't know where Cynic is playing. I can't see it on the map. Where is he? Number 8. He's towards trophy. He did this in round number 30, and it ended disastrously. This time around, will not be punished so. Carson is close as well. He has done quite well at the ramp. Cxzi, though, again is the opener. 1 and 2, Markey and B Wills. He's out towards many. A third on the cards and found for Cxzi, who's woken up in a big way. Cynic dropping in the site, gonna Alamo it out. He's found the first around the smoke. Second spots it, but doesn't get the bag. It leaves Carson alone, lost, confused, dazed, and at this point, having to save, because keep in mind it's 12.5k MR3 overtime. 2 losses with all 5 players dying means you'll be in a very bad bye for the 3rd round and the final round of overtime. So Carson, he has to try and survive to bring this gun into the following.
Staying alive, as are we. For those of you who've been with us the entire evening, thank you. Thank you for sticking with us.
Thank you and sorry.
We appreciate your patronage. In all seriousness, thank you for sticking around. For those of you just joining us, waking up over in Europe, Welcome to North American Counter-Strike. It is currently 12:55 Central Daylight Time in the morning. Nouns are starting to fall apart here, and party astronauts are winning everything, and they're calling a timeout. They want this third. They want OT1 to be it and done. If they can get 18 here, they just need one more. The way Cxzi's playing these last couple of rounds might not just be a pipe dream.
The way Cxzi's playing right now, it will get them their third, and then he'll just run it down on CT side and die immediately. Let's be honest. I mean, you have to call it as it is.
Maybe he gets the kills this time. Maybe it's different.
We're done with the nuance, so he's got to say it as it is. It is CT side after all. He did actually do a surprisingly well pressing trophy. And maybe he can try it once. Twice? No. No.
He should go secret, like ramp down to secret and go up the stairs and just push outside.
That could be cool too. Either way, party astronauts keen for a third. No op on the C side, no need for it. Nouns trying to hold off this A side press. Cxzi finds one. B was a double. Cxzi though, a double in kind to maintain an even footing. 3 versus 3. A site taken. Nouns no reason to save here. They have to go for it. They're compelled to do so. Party astronauts have some pretty decent post-plant positions. One in hut, one back old vents, and one on the opposite side of the other set of vents. 2 heaven, 1 towards mini is the retake. Cynic, he slowed down a little bit. He hasn't been given opportunities in this overtime. This could be one such opportunity to stem the bleeding.
They drop down. Cxzi falls. PwnAlone backstab, but he's traded out. Ben, the last man alive. 1v2. The bomb is planted for him. He shuts it down, but there's time. There's a kit for Carson.
It's got it. He's got it. Oof. No doubt. No doubt. Bleeding stopped. Scary. If Carson didn't hit that shot immediately, it would have been a very different situation. 17-16. Party astronauts now need 2 on their CT side. Cxzi again, exploding out, finding a double. He's really quickly approaching top of the scoreboard. It was PwnAlone up there at 31, along with Cynic. Cxzi, though, skyrocketing to 26 kills. Very close behind at this point. 4 AKs and op for Nouns. They are indulging it far more often than party astronauts were on the T side. Now we do finally see PwnAlone getting his big green boomstick out onto the field, and it's a very scary proposition for Nouns to deal with.
He's tagged down to half. He's still aggressing. Molotov forces A, and he's taking a lot of damage. He jumps up to Tetris. A-Pop getting ready to go, but Cxzi with a span to the smoke has grabbed his 27th. 2 on top of hut. A boost up for Mustang.
Damn good,
This
too.
only works if it's an A-Pop.
Does only work if it's an A-Pop. Show 3 here, and there's 1 outside. There's probably the makings of an A split, if I had to guess. Maybe a vent split? It's definitely like an A play, and this could pay off for party astronauts. The split, the setup. Chop and Cxzi. 1 and 2. Smoke and chop to the door. Bounce is funny, but still gets the job done. 35 seconds left. And Nouns, what do you do? The player outside's coming back. It's CJ. It's got to be an A play at this point. No doubt. They have to go into A. Or down the vents for a rapid B plant. Dropping down, going for exactly that. PwnAlone in the meanwhile drops CJ. It's going to be a wrap towards the ramp instead, or is it because he shuts it down? They have 13, 12, 11. Carson holding, trying to push, but PwnAlone finds a second. Carson spraying, finds it. 5 seconds left. 4 doors open. He has to take the duel. Ben Leak gets the kill. Chop the second. And it is map series and qualification point for party astronauts. These rounds have been scary. They've been so long, but they have finally led us to a series point in favor of party astronauts.
Double series point here. 19 wins it. 18 all, we go again. Cxzi, good start. Everybody else, good finish. PwnAlone, the Alamo on B. Those 2 kills were critical. Fantastic work from him. Spraying down is Cxzi. Nothing doing it. Markey has taken half damage. And Cxzi's gonna creep down the vents. They've mixed up their setup here on the defense, PA. And I like what they've done. They've changed things up enough to where Nouns are a little bit shaken by what they're seeing. They don't know what to expect.
Clear everything out, doing their due diligence, cynic in the outside yard. We saw when things build up pressure-wise, cynic kind of gets aggressive and tries to put the team on his back. We saw it on round 30 where he just pressed towards trophy and got caught immediately. Looking to see a more measured approach this time around. Cxzi dueling towards secret. You said you wanted to see this before. He does so much damage, but he does not get the kill. Instead, it's cynic while blind with a grenade to get the kill onto Cxzi. They really wanted to limit that fight there. They know how much of a heater he is on. Advantage secured for Nouns. They have to actually translate that into a victory again. Yeah, burning the midnight oil. 30 seconds left, and they haven't gone for an outright take. It looks like an A plays on the cards. They line up utility, but PwnAlone again is here to stall, this time on the A site.
They molly him out, but Ben's got the first. Pwn repositions around the silo. Ben with 2 more! All up to Carson! Party Astronauts 1 kill away from a trip to Katowice! They've done it! PwnAlone seals the deal! And Party Astronauts have claimed a LAN tournament in their first tournament together, their first tournament free from evil geniuses. They have booked a spot at ESL Challenger Katowice.
They booked their spot. They